This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is John Joshua from calling from Facebook. As usual, we will hope for a few minutes for more people to log in or call in. Hi, everyone. For those just calling, we are holding for a couple more minutes for people to log in. All right. We have 13 people on the bridge. I think it's not growing fastly anymore, so I think we will start. So good morning, everyone. So thank you for calling in first week of December. I think this is the last call, community call at least, for the year. So I think it's a great year that we can work together and get to the point where we are today. And also looking forward in the next a few years, this will be a stronger community, and the spec will provide value for all the adapters, adopters in the community, in the industry. So I sent out a brief agenda yesterday in the mailing list, and I sent it to the new mailing list. And as the old mailing list has been deprecated, so if you did not receive any email, that means you are not properly signed up to the new mailing list. Please do that. I think the old mailing list keeps reminding you to move to the new one. Today I think largely I have two chunks of topic. First is a general update of what's going on with the specification in the last month-ish, like in the months of second half of November largely. The second part, I want to spend some time to talk about some thoughts and planning with 2019 OCP Summit, and I hope it's just an open discussion and share some thoughts and proposal and share some progress with discussion with OCP Foundation and the support we get. So I will pause for a second and let me know if you have any major topics to bring up other than agenda. Then we can plan the time accordingly. All right, I see most people are on mute. Okay. Maybe I'm sure the audio works, right? I think so. Okay.
Can you guys hear us? Just to double check.
I can hear you guys. This is Paul.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So it's too quiet. Okay. So first is a quick update on the specification change. Here are like the major progress of the spec being pushed. So largely 8.5 version, 0.85 version is pushed across different topics. The main spec is refreshed. The pinout and PCIe bifurcation table is refreshed with Intel's help. 3D is being updated as well. 2D is already generated, and I haven't updated, probably later today, and push it to wiki. So if you look at the wiki, you may see most of those are already on the latest version, which are synchronized. There are some of them are on older version, if you can see the screen. Some of them are on older version, but they are, I believe these are already latest already. So they're just, the number is older, but they are the latest version. So, and 2D will be updated soon. So, pause a second for any questions, suggestion about maintaining of the wiki and the latest spec to the wiki. Okay.
I just have this is Thomas at Intel. I just have a quick comment. There are some minor text updates for the mechanical section that references those 2D drawings that you note on the screen there. So the file names are different. And so there's going to be a minor update for this month. And we'll probably call it 0.851 or something.
Yep. It's a pretty minor inconsistency. I'm not too concerned about it.
Table. Yeah, so thank you for calling out. I also registered it in the change tracker, like the spreadsheet, which is updated to 04 version, but 05 version will also include these comments. So from a reader point of view, there will be some discrepancies, but they will still be able to find the latest 2D after the push. So should be good. Or if do you want to do a quick fix, or is it something we can just defer if it doesn't cause too much confusion?
I think it'll be, well, my plan was to release it with the next update of the spec, but I was hoping to just get any of the additional comments that we received this month and get it in by the mid-month before I go on vacation. That way we're just completely synced up and people are not looking at different versions.
Yeah,
even though the change is small.
Yeah, I think that I also agree this won't cause too much confusion, and it's kind of obvious because the spec is released before the 2D drawing published. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for making the comment. Okay. Josh, you want to give brief updates on the mechanical going on?
Yeah, so we've been making good progress on the mechanical, really polishing the spec, working on some inconsistencies with tolerances, as well as some minor design changes. We had an ME-only meeting yesterday. It went pretty well. There was a request from Cadmium for a slightly different construction method of the side springs on the faceplates that we're evaluating now. And I believe in version 0.9, our next release, once we get our thermal information, that will include some updates to the sheet metal, mainly manufacturing updates, adding some clearance around EMI spring fingers and things like that. Fairly minor though. And I think we'll also hold another ME-only meeting the week before Christmas. I need to get people aligned on the date and time for that. If anybody on the call is interested in attending the ME-only meetings, please let me know and I'll add you to that invite. Again, that will be the week before Christmas, and then we won't meet again until the new year. So that's my update. Any questions or concerns from the mechanical side? Okay.
And another thing I just want to call out again, for those who just dialed in, please do sign yourself up to the OCP NIC mailing list. In the new mailing list, the whole OCP is moving all the projects to the new mailing list. And I think the old mailing list is no longer working. So please do that. Okay. And then I will get into kind of 2019 summit. So pretty much there are two big part of the activity are going on. The first part is kind of a new idea, as I briefly touched earlier, is trying to work with OCP Foundation, who kind of run the OCP and staffed by a full-time employee, not like us, volunteers working for our own company. So we are working with them to see, can we, is there value to have a common place for people or for us to share our work with broader community, and hope it is a booth that with OCP NIC related product or NIC or system or fixture, etc., to be displayed in one place. It's a complement to whatever the display for those of you that will have a booth in OCP anyway, so you may have the option of demonstrate your OCP NIC related product or new initiative in both of your own company's booths, but also in a centralized location. So this is still a very immature idea, I would say. But it was brought to OCP Foundation, and we get a first initial response is very positive. So Bill Carter, the CTO of the OCP, showed the strong support. Also, Ashna was being very supportive. So pretty much, I'm moving to the next step with that positive signal, is trying to communicate these thoughts to this group or this community, and check if you are interested to join this effort. So one thing I want to call out, there's not a lot of detail, and the detail is up to us to work it out. The booth size of the booth are probably affected by two factors. One is how many products we want to bring together and put together and demonstrate. Depends on do we want to do a static or live demo or a combination of both, or do we want to do some interop check as like ad hoc workshop kind of thing, maybe something fun to do. And then we can bring the ask as a package to OCP Foundation, say, hey, we have these kind of thoughts and plan, and the gear will show up in next March, and see if we may be allocated for a certain space. And then another factor is volunteer point of view. If we have booths, there's a 2-day event with a good amount of most of the time expo time, other than the keynote time, for example, right? So we do want to collect or call for volunteers from the community, and especially those companies that has equipment in display, so you can talk to the attendees of the event, to them, talking about your role in the OCP community, and also speak for us, for the community. So I'm looking for two things: one is the system, one is the NIC, etc., the equipment, and also looking for volunteers that you want to put in a few hours of your time during that 2 days to volunteer and staff the booth. And then we will bring these two pieces of information back to OCP Foundation and trying to get a space allocated. So I think OCP Foundation is looking into the venue. We'll do some more detailed venue planning early January. So I hope to start this discussion now. And you are encouraged to reach out to me and share your intentions. Say, hey, this is something we want to work with you or actually work for yourself, right? And then I roughly can know how many partner I should closely engage with to come on this more tangible plan and bring to OCP Foundation. So I'm looking for like maybe not a very detailed commitment or thoughts or plan, but a initial signal of intention. And I believe I already get a couple emails from someone that I'm very interested. So I think that's very positive signal. So and Facebook will also try to demonstrate our OCP Next 3.0 related gear. So we will also be part of it. And I'll pause for a second for any open discussion, question, comments for this kind of idea of community book.
Yeah, this is Paul at Intel. I think this is a really great idea, and I think for sure we would bring some cards to show, and as like a static demo. I think that's something we can for sure do and help you man it. And I'd be interested to know if anyone else is also interested.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, I think it's a short notice, so that's why I want to start early. So I don't expect a very quick response from everyone, but thank you, Paul, for being very support on this one. But I think it's actually very good for each of the companies that join this effort as kind of this great opportunity for you to demonstrate your work in this area and your leadership here, right? So if you are kind of on the so-called engineering side of the org of your company, please do bring this to your internal teams. I don't know, more like marketing or plan, program management, etc. Like let them know we are calling for this kind of collaboration, and I believe that's a great opportunity for everyone. So don't miss it. Any other questions? Before we move on? Okay. All right. So the second part is general workshop talks. So currently I just yesterday was the extended deadline for submit the workshop talk. So I will circle back to maybe the server work group or the in general OCP Foundation to confirm how many OCP Next related talk was submitted, and maybe we can also do some planning in a coherent way, and trying to also work with the OCP Foundation to secure as many slots as possible. And the slot I think currently is planning to be notified in December 19th. So please do stay tuned. And if you already get notification, feel free to reach out to me about that, and we may just as a community to know like what kind of content we want to project to a broader industry. So okay, I think that's today's content. So I will pause for a second for any open discussion or questions, comments.
Yeah, Jia, this is Carl Massey. We talked a month or so ago about instructions for operation of the airflow bracket, and wondered if there had been any update on where we were with that.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Carl. Let me flip to the right item. I think that's an open item.
Right.
Yes.
So actually, I talked to John and also Jonathan from Intel, John from Dell this month. So actually, Jonathan was able to make some progress on like testing on the text fixture. And like since John recently he's out, so we are thinking like once people get some hands-on trial on the airflow bench, we may want to like set up a kind of a thermal work group to discuss what's the problem over there and how we want to put together in the user guide. So like not sure whether you guys already have a text fixture. If so, just play with it and like note down if there is any further questions so we can better organize that kind of call. So Carl, does that answer your question? I think our target is probably like, we already set up, actually sign up for a demo session on the OCP Summit. So we want to have some initial outcome before the OCP Summit. So we can kind of like demo in the section and also like take more questions from the community and also raise the visibility for the text fixture.
Yeah, I think that, you know, I think that's a great idea to have the demos out there, but it would be good if there were some demo information related to hooking it up to all the external connectors and the power pins that are included on the test PCB. You know, just getting some definition of how all that's supposed to work. Is there any firmware that needs or you know, any programs that need to be operated with that? I think all that would be helpful.
Yeah, right. So Carl, I think that request we already bring up to John. So once he come back from the vacation, I'll follow up with him. So we should be able to like kind of put together something before the OCP Summit for sure. So okay. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Do you have a current copy? So
yes, I can.
Yeah, maybe we can also check in with Dell and see together. Yeah. Yeah, I think Dell already was very kind of open on their testing picture in terms of 3D and mechanical. It's more like the supporting dock to make it easier for people to use. I feel that that's very reasonable ask or request.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. Is there any other open comments, questions that will put into circle?
Yeah, this is Jonathan Mai from Intel. Just wanted to follow up regarding to the thermal. Yeah, similar to like what Yuming was mentioning, still waiting for the instruction on how to operate on all those connectors. But right now we're doing some basic power on with the cable from the thermal fixture to our system and just powering it on and getting the basic running. So from that perspective, just to make sure that everything's running from mechanical and thermal. But we still need the guide instruction on how to operate and to draw data directly through those connectors.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Jonathan. Yes, I will kind of set a email thread between all the thermal guys to kind of push this forward to have a kind of a user guide as quicker as possible so we can engage our testing.
All right, cool. I'll get it registered. So this is from both. All right, not good. Okay, and I believe maybe there was a previous ask about the schematic together with the ball file, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So with the schematic, actually, almost the user value can be really out.
Actually, the schematic was uploaded.
Oh, it's already?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So is it in the?
It's already on the OCP thermal text fixture board file.
Oh, you mean that one already included the fixture?
Yes, this is the fixture, the board file for the fixture.
Okay.
Yeah, just
all right.
one.
So yeah, maybe for the interim, if there's already a schematic of the fixture, maybe it's not that user friendly, but it almost can be figured out by checking the schematic. I assume it's not a complex one. So while working with Dell for write-up of the user guide, I think that may be a reasonable start point to really use it. So. Okay, let me see. Okay. Any other question, comments before we finish the last community call of the month? All right. So yeah, please do reach out to me offline for the collaboration in the summit, and we'll finish call today. We'll get 30 minutes back. Yeah. So bye everyone. Have a nice holiday season. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jeff. Great.
Bye everyone. Yeah,
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Happy New Year. Yeah. And, recording.